So, happy Sunday. Are you getting ready for Samhain or Halloween? I see all the beautiful decorations in the yards, everybody competing in neighborhoods for the beauty of what their yard looks like. And are you preparing yourself internally as well? We spoke on one of my Instagrams about being prepared to utilize the energy because the veil's so thin. Great time to channel your loved ones or see if you can make contact. It's also a great time to create a new altar. So if you haven't changed your altar in a while, you might want to get a nice orangey, I don't have one, or something fall color and put it on there. And you could even set up an altar to your ancestors. So if you have pictures of your grandmother, your great grandmother, even if you didn't know them, you might want to put an altar to the people that have passed on in your life and honor them. Maybe there's something, maybe your grandmother loved, I don't know, to read, and you put a book on there with their picture or whatever. This is a great time to have meaning and connect to the ancestors. And most of you know this, that veil is so thin that it's like, oh my God. But it's thin in both directions, to the light and to the dark. So you have to be careful. Make sure you protect yourself, and do not, for heaven's sakes, do not use a Ouija board. Bad news. You don't know what you're opening yourself up. It's like saying, hey, anybody up there? And you get some dark energy that comes through, or somebody that pretends he's Satan or whatever. It just, you don't need that. There's a book written called The Most Dangerous Game of All, and it was about the Ouija board and what happens with that. So, and I've had to clear houses where the teens were using a Ouija board and just opened a portal without them even knowing what they were doing. This one teenage kid painted his room black, the windows and everything, and was playing with the Ouija board. And I won't even tell you the stuff that was happening in the house, but it's this not knowing and watching all these movies and thinking it's so cool to let me just try doing this. And you know what? They're the first ones to get scared and run out of the room. Interesting story. I went with a couple guys, one being a priest because the person who owned the house wanted a priest there because she was Catholic. And who do you think was the first ones to get out of the house? First the priest, then the other person. I'm in the house doing my thing, looking around, and they're all gone. I'm like, nice, nice. So if you're a grandmother and you see your grandkid wanting to play with that, and even the angel boards aren't good because you're still trying to use something like that to, and you're not going to be bringing the angels through, my opinion, through those boards. So, anyways, that's that. Archangel Metatron, Self Mastery Oracle by Amanda Ellis. Bear with me with these long messages, but I haven't used these for a while. I know we used the Christ one a couple of times ago, but I do like this. And this is Metatron's cube on there. So what is the message, Metatron, that you have for everybody? Oh, this is a nice size deck, fits in your hand. Movement needed. Oops, it's probably for me. They're running on a beach. The beaches are getting cold, but it says action also. We can always up our game, right? Card number 9 is supported by the energy of Mars, planet of action and dynamic movement. Successful completion of anything worthwhile. Bellies? Bellies? Belies? I don't know. The fact that much work, effort, triumph, and setback has likely gone into its making. Whatever you were asked to do, be, or try at this time needs to start not just with a thought, but taking action. Okay, so it's all kinds of action we need to take. Action, however small, needs to follow thought. It's the law of the universe and the way anything is created. So often you stall waiting for the perfect condition to begin. Yep. And yet, why wait? Tomorrow may never come. Yeah, especially now. That's not a psychic hit, folks. You only have today to live it now. Don't put off any longer that which you wish to do. Any step towards the goal you you seek at this time is correct. There are no wrong paths to take. Any mistake to be made is part of the learning process, and every achievement is required to spur you on. To succeed is also to fail. A baby has to fall many times before it learns to walk. And so, too, must you be prepared for a path that may not always be smooth, but always has an assured positive outcome, as long as commitment and dedication are observed. A runner running a race has put in many hours of training, focus, and life changes to pass the winning post. It all started with one step forward and kept on going. Be not afraid of setting your goals high, of dreaming big, and of striving to be the best you can be. Shift your stance, your mental attitude, and your physical body into new experiences and new territory to meet the people you are meant to meet, the vibrations you are to encounter, and the support that undoubtedly will follow. You may have been drawn this card because you are feeling stagnant, blocked, and unsure. If so, the guidance is to act, move, create, and move forward. Keep your eyes on the horizon, keep a clear head and a cool mind, and feel the surge of energy as you create the movement and action around you. Often respond to this proactive energy of positivity and flow forward as well. Archangel Metatron will sometimes push you, will sometimes encourage you, and at other times will stand back to see if you can keep going under your own steam, but he will never abandon you. To be active also means to be healthy. Seek fresh air, sunlight, and a body that serves you well. Feel Metatron close to you. Visualize and imagine and feel his light alongside you, helping you strive for more, to be in the best shape, and to achieve all that you came here to do. But it starts with movement and often steps away from comfort zone into uncharted areas. Move, walk, run, write, play, create, live. It is why you are here, and do it today. Well received. I think we can all relate to that. All right, the healing waters from Rebecca Campbell. Cleansing, releasing the old, energetic tune up and new beginnings. Well, what it calls out to me to say is that, yeah, you can't have new beginnings until you finish other things and get them off your plate, or they're not going to go the way that you want them to. That's why I always tell people, either finish them or say, I'm not interested anymore, and get it off your plate. Otherwise, we're judging everything. Oh, another pastel color. Ate that. Hmm. I love her decks, but I do not like that about them. All right, let me look at this again. Creation. Oh, cleansing, rather. Oh, 74. Okay. Yay! It says water has been deeply associated with both physical and spiritual cleansing since ancient times. We use water to cleanse our day away as we bathe, and many of the world's faith traditions use water as a means of spiritual purification, from immersion in holy rivers to baptism and ritual baths. Pilgrims around the world journeyed to numerous sites for the healing and cleansing qualities of your waters. The water is the water in the grounds of Japan's Hongu Surgeon are very holy. They also have holy water at the sacred Mount Fuji, as seen as both deeply holy and purifying, flowing from the melting snow as the volcano mountain summit, a form washing pools that call people to them from near and far. Many believe that these pools are very mystical and powerful. Local legend says that the depth of the cool waters magically changes according to the size of the person who enters them, adapting to the level of their submergence. While visiting the healing water sites of the world is an incredible thing to do, we don't need to travel to experience the healing and cleansing powerful water. You probably already use water in different ways, although perhaps not consciously. As you shower or bathe, or as you wash your hands, consider the water, calling it to support you by washing away what's coming to an end or is no longer in alignment, leaving space for what you'd like to birth anew. I was smiling because, once again, one of my journeys to Israel, I had a whole group of people. I'm wearing white from head to toe, and we went to the Jordan River. And it was like the place we went was, had the river there, and then I had like a bookstore or whatever. So I took my group down to the water, and I was going to baptize them and clear them of all their stuff. So I'm dunking people, and everybody's digging it. They love it. Here comes two priests, Orthodox, all dressed in the headgear and everything, coming down to the river to tell me women are not allowed to do this. And I thought, really? That's when I had more balls. I was like, really? So I just looked at him and he said, you need to get out of the water now. And then up he went to the hill, and I said, next. And I just kept doing it. It was awesome. But you have to remember they're still in the old ways and everything, and that's what it meant to them. But it was interesting for sure. Okay, Divine Dog Wisdom cards. Love these. They're always fun. I like telling little stories along the way. Look at how cute these are. Solitude, time to restore. And shows a picture of a dog all by himself on a little bridge. It's true, though. They know how to restore themselves when they want alone time. They'll find a nook or a cranny to go sit in or lay down and don't bother me. I'm going to sleep, or, as much as you call them or whatever, they're in their zone. What it means if you fetch this card today. If you fetch this card, it means you're in need of time alone to get back to who you really are and apart from the dog to dog world, the yips, the snarls, and distractions that keep you from curling up with yourself. Sometimes confused with loneliness, solitude is not about being the lone dog who can't stand being with others in a pack, or the opposite, yearning to be with others in order to lap up more attention. It's about creating a new territory to mark with the activities of self reflection, introspection, and self care. Both time and space are needed for rejuvenation and restoration. Perhaps this time in solitude is about licking some old wounds that have not yet healed but could benefit from them at this time. Maybe it's time to create an island for yourself on which you can be more creative, a place from which you can howl at the moon with no one to answer to. What is that like? Oh my God, an island. I'd like to be on an island. Um, if being alone with just you is a scary thought, no. Or if you're never really had an experience, ask yourself why. What might you be trying to avoid? Has avoiding it made it go away? Learning to be comfortable by yourself may be a muscle that needs to be strengthened, and it may take some courage on your part. Developing a healthy relationship with yourself is key to having all your other relationships grow and prosper. The benefits are many. Solitude may even be more of an attitude than a special time or place. It might mean simply stretching into your more authentic self with less social stimuli. Solitude may bring you new realizations about your individuality and boundaries. Hmm. It's time to sort out your feelings and needs from others and to get clear about what's yours and what's not. If you hear the wild call of solitude, pay attention and figure out how to make it happen. Don't knock don't kick the bowl out aside. Fill it. Wow, that was a powerful one. Okay, we'll do one more, which is Work Your Light with Rebecca Campbell. Please, God, no pastel numbers. Are they? No. She must have done that one, and everybody must have complained they can't read them because all the rest are done in the black print. All right, last one for everybody for the week. Oh, it's one? It feels like there's two. Oh, there is two. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Look at this. That's a very interesting card in many aspects of her. Align your life. Yeah, I can see these ones. Align your life. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, and growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you reset your cycle nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. But there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to the facade than it is to embrace who you truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pulled this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were or the things that you once defined yourself by, your job, relationship, and the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now, to courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity, to embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it's time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment as that they are congruent with who you truly are today. And it has an inquiry. What in your life is not aligned or needs to change? That you could journal on for a whole big one. So get out there and move or take some action towards a project. Know that you're being cleansed and you need alone time. And I don't understand how people have a hard time with that. I can go to dinner by myself. I can go to a movie by myself. I don't have any problem with that. But some people think it's like, oh, you're a loser if you go. No, I'm enjoying this. I choose this. and align with your life by letting go what no longer serves you. Have a fabulous, fantastic last week of October and starting to come into November.